What the hell is going on in France? Folks, welcome to a channel, and we see the images, explosions, people rioting, looting. You see bombs going off there, an explosion with a firebomb of some kind in the background. Why this started, but why is this really going on? That's what I'll go into in this video. Before I go on, thanks for supporting the channel, especially if you have subscribed. That really is appreciated. And if you want to learn more, as I always say about this, you not only have the channel with a lot of information already, you can access that using the search function in the channel, but you also have Street Survival Skills and Surviving the Economic Collapse, my books specifically about preparedness, the way I like to do it, realistic, practical for the world as it is. So why this started? Well, the good people here at The Guardian are kind enough to explain that this is all because of the horrible attack of police on a poor innocent Muslim child. He was just going to buy some candy and some evil French cop just shot him. As it says here, amid mounting unrest over the fatal police shooting of a 17-year-old boy during a traffic stop in a Paris suburb. That is a lie, of course. You cannot expect anything less from The Guardian, which is a leftist media outlet. But the reality is different. The reality is that this Muslim criminal was actually avoiding being stopped by the police. Yes, they were trying to stop his vehicle. He was a known delinquent. He had a record already. And not only did he not stop, he tried to kill a police officer by driving through him. All right, so he attempted to kill a police officer. The police officer drew his weapon and fired a round and ended with that threat. This should not even be much of a news, even though, yeah, in France, maybe it should make a headline or whatnot, but that's all there is. Why is it that this has become a nationwide riot? Well, of course, first element, Muslim. So even if you're a criminal, but if you're Muslim and the police try to stop you, well, we're gonna riot, loot, and burn everything down, because that's the way Muslims in France tend to behave. Of course, there's good people, bad people as everywhere, but you cannot avoid pointing out that specifically in France, with the Muslim community, this is usually the reaction you get. So some people started protesting over something that you should not have protested at all. And what the hell is protesting against police violence got to do with looting Nike stores, let alone gun stores, all right? But why would you even protest, even if you're from a certain religious community, Muslim, Christian, whatever it is you are? Why the hell would you take to the streets because of a criminal that tried to kill a cop, ended up being gunned down? No. You do this because there's other motives, there's other reasons why you're doing this. You're just looking for an excuse, and at this point, just anything goes to do what you're seeing. Arson, violence, instability, and criminality nationwide. Not only nationwide, they would love to spread this all over the West. They have done this, and the other element that we cannot avoid mentioning is the left-wing Marxist agenda that many of these people have. So if you look around, you see some interesting things. You see that it's a quite diverse group of people. You have many of these African migrants, some of these Muslims, some of these people from the African continent that especially in certain neighborhoods and in certain cities, there are more noticeably than in others. But then you have this, the white guy that is jumping on a car. You have your BLMs, you have your Antifas, you have your Marxist communists taking advantage of the opportunity to spread riot violence on the streets so as to try to bring down the government. May that be in France, may that be in US during their BLM rioting, beautiful, mostly peaceful protest. You see a theme here. The idea is to destabilize the West in any way possible. And it's not just a supposition. We know for a fact that these groups are being financed by China, by Russia, by the elite that looks to spread a Marxist message, the idea of the worse it is, the better it is. And for many of these commies, the idea of the only kind of possible government is us. We are the only ones in which you can enjoy any kind of peace. So when you had Trump, you had violence looting, burning, arsoning daily, every single weekend for years at a time. It was constant. Now you have someone that is an ally, as they call one another. Well, with an ally, things calm down a little bit because you basically surrender to the left. The woke politics, the cults, the satanic cult that they often defend and side with as well and are part of as well, as we saw in previous videos. All of these groups come together against the values of the West. Freedom, liberty to express your thoughts. And these things are used against us in our own societies. They look at us from China, from Russia, and they say, what? Yeah, you can protest? Okay, we'll protest all day long. And we'll go from protesting to looting to arson to putting freaking bombs on your streets. And we'll have insiders that are allies of us so as to try to bring you down from the inside, okay? And we will have infiltrators, and we will have people like this criminal that got gunned down by the police that will be more than happy to see it all burn. Okay, guys? So that's the reality. It's not any kind of, oh, it was a mostly peaceful protest. No, this is very well organized. This is violence. And yes, of course, there's criminal groups in Marseille and in other cities in France where, yeah, gangs do take advantage of the anarchy so as to commit crimes. But the foundation of this, the same thing was with the Yellow Jackets. You may start even at times as a legitimate protest from farmers because of oil prices, because of an anti-conservative agenda at times from the same left that is just looking to get these exact same results. So they hike the prices of diesel for farmers. Farmers are protesting, and all of a sudden you go from a French farmer with a truck in the middle of a field to a bunch of criminals looting and burning Paris, which is, you know, not the same thing. But they just do this, and they're very good at it. So we have to be careful. We have to identify these elements and know exactly what we're dealing with. These are not protests. These are not peaceful protests at all. These are very well organized attacks on the Western civilization. Okay, guys, it's gonna be all for now. See you in our next video. Take care.